This episode of SESSLER'S Something is brought to you by AMD. All right, the PS4 is out. We're midway during this ridiculous 2 weeks of massive console launches. I thank all of you who watched our 3-hour live stream. We're going to be doing the same thing for the Xbox One. But of course, once a game system comes out, that can't be the end of it. There has to be more chatter and talking about it. And it would appear that yes, there are some flawed units out there. It's very hard to figure out how many there are. And it's kind of interesting to get a sense of how big this is, because it occurred to me that, you know, there's always a lot of problems that happen at console launches. But the last time this happened, with the Wii, with the 360, with the PS3, that was in an era that kind of predated the ubiquity of YouTube, and definitely something like Twitch. And, you know, we're seeing these videos of, and I have to say, my heart goes out to all these people that waited so long. We're so excited to get this console, and then suddenly realize that it's not working. But when you start to see those video examples, it does start to give a skewed sense that, you know, if there's 3 that are out there, does that mean that that's representative of 300, or is it just 3? And it's really hard to figure out. I think at the end of the day, there's nothing that shocking to me that there were some flawed units that went out. And I think the extent of it will only become clear in the coming months. If you go back to the Microsoft Red Ring of Death, that was something that people knew was out there, but almost like some kind of contagion. It took a few months to realize just how vast the problem was. And of course, it put Microsoft in a very tight situation and something that they lost a lot of money on. Things just don't seem to be that dire as of yet with the PlayStation 4. And I think the failure rate of the unit shouldn't be an inhibiting factor to someone thinking about getting it. What I still think should be an inhibiting factor is, you know, we're getting a sense of the Uncharted's, of the other games that are coming out, and to make your decision upon what the future of the system is going to be, and obviously not what the present is. As, you know, as we said with the PS4, it's got some launch titles, but nothing says, I am next gen, except for the very, very shiny gloss that is over Killzone. Now, the other issue that Sony's been dealing with is the PSN, the network. It's been a little feisty. This one I'm a little less forgiving on. They knew what their pre-orders were. They've announced they had a sell-through of 1 million, even though they said that they had pre-orders in excess of 1 million. But with those raw numbers, especially with the day one patch, you know how many people are going to be logging onto your service. And to have not anticipated, you know, that broad demand. I mean, this isn't even the healthcare website. This was kind of clear numbers, clear activity that was kind of mandated if you really want to have this system working correctly. Yes, they did make the update available on USB, but, you know, you have the wireless connection. It's kind of designed to be on the internet. That one doesn't come across as understandable. Hopefully the kinks will get worked out, because when you have something new, most people are going to want to use it, and use it probably at a higher volume than they will, say, 2-3 months down the line. Once again, these things do tend to even themselves out. Now, one key thing is, yeah, even though Sony's had these problems, I have every expectation something's going to happen with Microsoft. I don't know if it's going to be bad units. I don't know if it's going to be network issues, but these things never go well. You know, you have to go back to like Dark Age of Camelot still to find an MMO launch that went absolutely flawlessly. It is just sort of an aspect of our age. And I get the idea that when you spend a lot of money, you're kind of have an expectation of perfection. But I think we have to pull back from that a little bit and realize when you're dealing with technology and you're dealing with the internet, the only thing that wins is chaos. So yeah, that's my take on the current anxieties surrounding the PlayStation 4. I would say all in all, they got the thing out. And given the way this entire console launch has been going on for both Microsoft and Sony, that is commendable in its own right. And I wish them all the best. All right, let's take a moment and thank our sponsor, AMD. As you most likely know, AMD is providing the graphics chips that are powering both the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. And that same technology can be harnessed when you're using your notebooks with an AMD processor. These processors are designed to handle whatever you throw at it. That could mean some long sessions of game playing or just trying to hammer through some office stocks. It's going to adjust its power consumption based on what you are doing to allow you an 8-hour all-day battery life. That means you can handle it for all the games you want to play, or you have to survive a 3-hour lecture. All right, now of course the Xbox One comes out on the 22nd. We're going to be having a lot of coverage this week. Right now, actually, you can check out Tara Long's review of Dead Rising 3, and on the 20th of this week, we're going to have a review of Forza 5. That will be my review. And also on the 21st, my review of Rise, Son of Rome. That's on the 21st. Also, we're going to be having a lot of coverage of the Xbox One and what we think about the unit, and that is going to be on the 19th of this week. That is on Tuesday, so we're going to see a lot of coverage. I do want to give you guys a heads up. We're going to have a lot of stuff involving the Xbox One, and that is due to the fact that we have actually had machines in our possession for longer than we had the PlayStation 4. And as a result of that, more people have gotten to have more time with the system and to offer up their opinions. This is not some sort of forced inequity or anything like that. I know a lot of you guys are sensitive to those things. So there you have it. This is Xbox One. We're going all the way into Thursday, and from 9 p.m. to midnight, that's Pacific time, we're going to be doing another 3-hour show about the Xbox One. It'll be myself, it'll be Tara, it'll be Scott Bromley. We're going to have special guests. We're going to play games, give opinions. It should be a lot of fun. It'll be up on both YouTube and on Twitch. You can see what the links are down below. Please join us. We had a blast doing it last week. I can only imagine it's going to be really fun this time.